Welcome back. We are speaking with Delanne Mathias, who is with the Center Joint Unified School District. You are a 5th grade teacher at Arthur Dudley Elementary School?
Yes.
Correct? So tell us a little bit about your school.
So our school, the area that we're in is near what used to be McClellan Air Force Base, so the demographic has changed a little bit. We are a TK6 school. Over 600 students go to our school, so we're a pretty big school. The kids come from a variety of backgrounds, and it's a great place to be.
Now, you teach at a Title I school. Explain what Title I means.
So Title I is students who come from low socioeconomic backgrounds. So they'll have either free or reduced lunch. So Title I is based on how many students have free or reduced lunch at your school. So basically, the majority of our kids don't have a lot coming into the school.
And that's what drew you to the school.
It really is. You know, the kids, I really like working with the kids, and they have big needs, and building those relationships and working with them and helping them to achieve their goals is hugely rewarding.
And building relationships is important. So how important is family and community engagement?
There's not a word, I think, that can describe the importance of that. Building those relationships with the students gets them that buy-in in the classroom, and they want to be there and they want to learn. Having families know that you are supporting their child and working to make them successful no matter what is so important, and being able to bring the families in, whether they can make a dish for a party that's from their own cultural background or whether they have some sort of expertise to come talk about in the class. You know, getting everyone involved as much as possible is so important and vital to the kids. They need to see examples that represent them, you know, not just some random person that they have no relation with. They need to see examples. If they're African American, they need to have those examples in the classroom.
But it's really hard to cultivate those relationships. What are some of the things that you do to really cultivate good relationships with your families?
Oh, it's not hard.
It's not hard?
It
Okay.
is not hard.
I stand corrected.
No, with the students, you know, you start with the kids, you know, and you take an interest in what they're doing. You know, as soon as they're walking in the door, good morning, how was your soccer game? What are you doing this weekend? What's going on? How's your mom? You know, those kinds of things. And you take that genuine interest in those students, and then you bring that into the classroom. You know, when they realize, you know, in my own house, I have children who like anime and things like that. And when I talk about it at school and they realize I know the things that they know, it's so exciting. And then you have a club that's about anime, and they're so excited to join the club. And so when you take that genuine interest and have those conversations and build that trust, it's really not that difficult. And then, you know, the families see, and you have that communication, whether it's a daily note home or a weekly report or whatever, that communication is key.
And so how does that play into student success when they start feeling that connection with the teacher, with the school, and the school community?
So when you have all of that connection, the students want to work. They want to be pleasers. They want to do what they're supposed to do. And when you bring in, you know, outside careers and things like that, even into the classroom if you can, whether it's the parents or different resources, and they see what's beyond the classroom. You know, you get them out writing letters to soldiers or doing community service and things like that. They get outside of themselves. They don't become so self-centered, and they see, okay, I'm not going to be stuck here. I can go and do more and more.
So you mentioned, sounded like some community service things like writing letters to the soldiers. Explain what they get out of that and the feeling that they get. So
I'm an Air Force brat. My dad was in the military. We traveled around a lot, and we would have the crews over to our house at Christmas time or Thanksgiving time when they were away from home. You know, so that was something that was very important to me, being able to help those people away from home. So I have an appreciation for anyone in the armed services and what they do. So I want to pass that along to the students. You know, you wouldn't be able to be at school without our armed forces who are there fighting for you. You know, you wouldn't have the food on your table. There's so many things that you don't have because of that. So being able to instill that in them, that, you know, they're here because of all these other people working really hard for them, is kind of huge. And inviting our 1st grade buddies in when we write these letters, seeing the 5th graders work with the 1st graders and tell them how proud they are to be in the United States, and how important it is to tell these soldiers thank you and what's going on. So to see them teaching the other students is kind of just a big circle, and it gets them thinking outside of themselves.
So in teaching fifth grade, it's really starting to prepare them for middle school. So what are some of the things that you really have to focus on?
So responsibility is kind of a big thing. We use planners in the classroom and get them writing things down that are important to help them remember. I work really hard to, because eventually you want these children to grow up and be contributing members of society, ultimately. And so it's not too early to start with that, along with the organization and the, you have to get along with others. So there's group work, and you need to teach them how to appropriately work in a group and how to work with other people. There's very few jobs in this world that you can just work all by yourself. So again, that's back to the relationships and the community. It's not just myself with the students, but it's the students with the students, building that community as well. So being able to have that organization and those people skills, and those different kinds of things are helping to prepare them for life.
And also you really have to focus on the social and emotional well-being of the students, because they're preparing for middle school, and middle school's a tough time for kids. Not that fifth grade isn't.
Right.
But tell me what you do to focus on that with the kids to kind of build them up.
Right. Kids are mean. Ultimately kids can be mean. And so one thing that's a little bit new to me this past few years is community circles in the classroom. And so it's a place where we have questions, and each student takes a turn to talk about, and reply to the question, and it's a safe place for them to learn. And it, depending on, you can change your community circle depending on what the issue may be happening in the classroom or in life, in general with the students. So being able to have that open forum where they feel safe to have that conversation. It's healthy play games where, there is no winner and no loser, where we all work together because we're having fun with it. It's teaching them empathy, to put yourself in someone else's place, and how are they going to feel if that's the case. So all of those different skills will kind of help to prepare. I don't know that anyone can truly prepare, because it seems like it changes daily, for those kids, and they kind of have to learn on the fly a little bit to survive middle school, I feel like, a little bit.
So things seem to change so rapidly in education. How valuable is the professional learning that you get to prepare you for these changes?
Professional development is huge. As soon as a teacher is done learning, they need to retire, because there's technology that's here right now that didn't exist when I started teaching, and so I'm constantly trying to stay up. And you mentioned the social emotional a little bit. That's something where I feel like it's a constant. I need to go get some psychology and some sociology under my belt to keep up with the things that these kids are going through. So it's so vital and so important that, and your school's not necessarily going to provide it. You need to be proactive, and if you're having an issue, or if you're not understanding something, or you need to go seek it out and to be able to learn something new and to make it impact your students. Ultimately, it's the group of kids that you have at the time. You need to make sure you're meeting their needs. So if there's something that's going on that you're not knowledgeable about, you better go learn so you can meet all their needs.
Well, teachers are always learning.
Mm-hmm.
So what inspired you to become a teacher? Was there one teacher in your life, or is it just something you always knew you wanted to do?
It's kind of funny. My mom always said I was a people person, and because we moved around a lot, my dad was in the Air Force, I would always have friends at the temporary housing we were staying at, like instantly. And so I would go door to door and ask to babysit. I was in Girl Scouts, so I was a camp counselor. I played sports, so I coached. There was a lot of different things involved. So then I decided to go into business. And then I realized, okay, there weren't the relationships, and I'm in my little cubicle, and it's horrible and terrible. And so that's when I was like, okay, take a look at all these other things that you've done. Teaching is more the direction you want to go. But I've had, those great teachers that you remember, Mr. Nakagawa, who taught us the abacus, and Mr. Stringfellow, who wouldn't let me drop his class during my parents' divorce because he knew I could do it. You do have those teachers that inspire you as well.
Well, congratulations to you on being named the Teacher of the Year for the Center Joint Unified School District. We've been speaking with Delanne Mathias. Congratulations to you, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.